Hi, would you like to learn the 5 secrets to cure approval-seeking low self-esteem as well as seeking approval psychology? Hey, I am Antia, founder and creator of the Magnetize The Man Method. And look, approval seeking is such a challenge, isn't it? Especially if you fall into the category of being a people pleaser and hoping and dreaming and wishing that if you just seek approval enough and if you just jump through enough hoops, somehow magically you finally get the approval that you have been seeking for oftentimes since you were a little child. Now let's go ahead and dive right in. Secret number 1, know that you are the prize. Yes, you are the gift, you are the prize. Now, what happens oftentimes is when you meet a man of your desire, what you do is you put him on a pedestal. So what do you tell the guy? You are the prize, right? You're telling him that he is the prize and that he is the gift. And that's why you jump through all those hoops, right? And so, and when you do that, right, you basically put yourself into an inferior position, right? Because when he's on a pedestal, he's superior. So now you have a hierarchy. And just by establishing the hierarchy in and of itself, you actually give your power away. So look, I know exactly what that means because I've done this more times than I can count. I would go on a date. I would find out this man is successful. He's good looking. He's attractive. Right? And right away, I was thinking, well, he is too good for me, right? I would put him on a pedestal, right? Like as if he's God. And I just wait for his calls and his text messages and secretly, but think about what I'm doing while I'm waiting, right? I'm giving him the power, and I'm giving him the power because I think that he is the prize, right? Meaning my whole life is going to change, right? All my whole condition will change. My whole environment is going to change when I'm with him. That means you give your power away. Okay, so don't do that. Secret number 2 is commit to the process, but detach from the outcome. Now look, this is actually a very old saying. It's my husband's favorite saying, and sometimes it drives me a little nuts, right? Because yes, I know, Antia, you have this good saying, but what do you do when you're finally attached to a man? You can't stop thinking about him. You're checking your messages all the time, like Gigi, and he's just not that into you. Remember when she's in the yoga studio and she's literally while she's in downward dog, checking her phone, right? And she's checking if the phone works when she's at home, right? And so this is also again, really being super attached to the outcome, right? Versus committing to the process. Now let's talk about what does it actually look like to commit to the process if I don't attach to the outcome. Now, what it really means is that you give your best in the moment. You are your most open-hearted, loving, communicative, kind, generous, responsible self, whoever you are, right? In that moment, when you're on a date with him, when you're on a phone call with him, right? But then afterwards, after you've given it your all, and by the way, you're not doing this to getting anything from him, but you're doing this because your challenge is how self-expressed can I be? How authentic can I be in my interaction with this guy that I desire so much? Okay, so that's really important to say. Also committing to the process also fully means that, hey, I'm not attached that it's going to work out with this particular guy, but by me being fully engaged, 100% present, I know that ultimately I will attract a man into my life who is 100% committed and present as well. look, this particularly happened to me because I used to not smile at men. I know. It's so silly, right? But I had the story that when I smile at men, that then they know that I'm interested in them, and then it's basically game over. Because remember, men love to hunt, right? But once I actually acknowledge, like, okay, wait a minute. Like, it's really about committing to the process. So I'm going to smile, and even if I don't get a smile back, it's almost like I know that my smile goes out into the universe. It's almost like the smile is penetrating even like through him, right? Through that guy that you're smiling at that moment, and smiling at the man who actually then ends up smiling back at you. So that's why you can't be attached to the outcome. Also, sometimes the man that you meet that you think is the one, right, is actually just the bridge builder. He's actually just the friend of your soulmate that you're meant to meet. So again, commit to the process, detach from the outcome. Secret number 3, interview the other person. Flip the script. So what do I mean by that? Now, this is, of course, if you like normally answer all the questions that a man asks you, right? So you're jumping through all the hoops, you're trying to entertain him, you're trying to look good for him, you're trying to be funny and goofy and interesting and all those mysterious, right? And all those different attributes. But what I'm saying is like actually interview him, have him jump through all the hoops, have him actually, you know what I mean? Does that make sense? You know, have him like be worried about like that he wants to impress you. Imagine you are the bachelorette and you're going on a date, but you have 25 other guys, right? So like he has to impress you. Like, why him? So imagine you're going on a date and you literally, I did that when I was single. I pretended I was the bachelorette and I had my little booklet and I would like write down, okay, who's getting the rose this week, right? And that mindset alone helped me so much to actually go more into like, okay, he has to prove to me. It's an interview process. It's a two-way street, right? Like why I should go on a second date with him. So imagine you're going on dates and actually your approach is like, why should I go on a second date with you? Now, you're not going to say that obviously, but imagine that if that was your energy, how amazing would that be? And how much more energy, how much more attention would you receive? Because he would actually treat you like, wow, he needs to impress you, you know? I mean, he needs to make an impression on you. He needs to be inquisitive and interesting as well. All right, so keep that in mind. Secret number 4, practice self-care and improve yourself. Now, I know you hear this all the time, you know, practice self-care, yada, 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 yada. So what does that actually mean? So we have 6 archetypes inside of ourselves, right? And so what happens oftentimes that we take care of parts of ourselves, parts of our archetypes. So let's say you're taking very good care of your warrioress because you work all day long, you take care of the kids, you drive all over town, you take everybody to doctor's appointments, right? So you're taking really good care of your warrioress, right? But what about, are you taking care of your little girl, right? Like, do you love her very much? You know, do you maybe get the ice cream that you want? Or do you go on the weekend, maybe you play the song that you want to play, you know, or go to the location that you want to do, you know, or if you have kids, like making sure that you have a date night, that you also get your needs met as well, especially for your little girl. Being playful, being fun, being spontaneous, right? And having sort of like the spontaneous outburst of joy. Now, I hear you already saying, well, Antia, no, I can't afford that. You know, life is so, like, I'm struggling, you know what I mean? I'm struggling, like, I can't just do that. But I invite you to do it anyways, right? Like, just find the moment to smell the roses, you know, take some time to just, like, slow down and take a breath. You know, there's also another part inside of you that is more like that part that likes to read and that likes to learn, that likes to expand and grow. So make sure you take care of that part as well. Okay, so she wants to really be taken care of and she wants to feel nurtured as well, because otherwise after a while you start to feel actually really imbalanced. And guess what? Because you feel imbalanced, now you're seeking that approval from the other person that you don't give to yourself. You seek that attention from the other person, right? That you don't give to yourself. And that's so not necessary, right? Okay? And secret number 5, make a list of all the things that are awesome about you. You know, really, like write down, you know, why am I a catch? You know, like I am, whatever it is, you know, I'm generous, I'm funny, I take care of myself, you know, maybe you have a degree in something, right? Maybe you live in a great neighborhood. Maybe you've overcome some challenges and you have proven yourself to be extremely resilient. Maybe you're really versatile and you're very flexible, right? And so maybe you're really committed to spiritual growth, right? Maybe you're super hilarious, right? Like maybe you just have always like a little bit of a wit, you know, that goes with it. So just really think about like, what is it for you? Make that list of all the things why you're a catch, because then it really stops this sort of this approval seeking. It's always like, why is he a catch? Oh, here's another thing. And here's another thing I need to find out about him. No, now you actually flip the script, right? You're focusing on yourself and you're really saying essentially, if the man would actually write a story, like what would he love about you? You know, just think about your love story. And when your man meets you, like, what is he going to say? Wow, when I met Kelly, you know, I just like felt there was something so special about her. She was resting inside of herself. Maybe you're an introvert, right? And he'll love that, right? Maybe you're more quiet and more grounded and he'll love that. Maybe you're big and bold and bright and intense and he'll love that. So just really wonder, okay, so when you meet this man, right, and this man would write a story about your meeting, how would he perceive you? Why does he think that you're a catch? Why are you the one for him? All right. So those are the 5 secrets for today. And if you feel like, gosh, Antia, there's quite some work that goes like into that, you know, it's just really, you know, it's like hard to be the prize and to commit to the process and to make the list and all this stuff and celebrate myself. You know, if that's really hard for you, then I definitely recommend like joining my quiz, doing my Magnetize Your Man quiz and actually seeing what's really there, you know, what areas you're already good at, what areas do you have to improve, so we can actually give you a step-by-step system on how to change that, so approval seeking no more. All right, so for that, click that link below, magnetizeyourman.com, or you hop on over right away and start to grab the quiz right there. All right, this is it for today. Much love to you, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye. Mwah!